Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we are required to simplify the following expression. The first thing that Mr. Tan noticed is this denominator bracket square with negative. So what does this mean? This means that I am going to have to first of all, on top a power 3, I'm going to rewrite it as this. C times C is C power 2. As for the denominator, take note that it is actually negative 2 times A times C times negative 2 times A times C. And so this one will be equals to negative 2 times negative 2 will give me a positive 4. A times A is still A and A, C times C is C and C. And at this point, then I can continue to simplify by dividing the numerator and the denominator by the common factors. So I look at the number first. The common factor is 2, so I'm divided by 2. I'm left with 5 and 2. I divide by A, divide by A, divide by C, and divide by C. And that leaves me with 5AB as the numerator. The denominator, 2. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we are required to express this as a single fraction in its simplest form. So the very first thing I saw is that there is a division of a factor. So I hope you all remember that when I divide by a fraction, it is the same as multiplication of the reciprocal, which means that 10 over 3p plus 3q will become 3p plus 3q over 10. Okay, so that's the first step. After which, please remember that every time we express the following, if we can factorize, we factorize this and this. So this means that 5 will be over. If I were to factorize p squared minus q squared, I will have to apply the special result. P plus q, p minus q. Okay, multiplied by, I saw that there is a common factor 3, and I'm left with p plus q over 10. And at this stage, if I see a common factor between the numerator and the denominator, I would divide them off. So I can divide by 5. And this is the result. And I saw that there is a p plus q that is the same factors. I divide by that. And finally, the final answer will be 3 over p minus q times 2. So usually we write the 2 in front and p minus q, the bracket behind. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we are required to express the following as a single fraction in its simplest form. Notice that this is subtraction between the fractions. So of course, the very first thing that comes to our mind is that when we do subtraction of fractions, the denominator must be the same. And in this case, the best way of doing things is to, if I can see any numerator or denominator that I can factorize, in this case, this I factorize. Okay, so that's the first thing. And so I'm going to do the factorization at the side. For Mr. Tan, I will use my cross chart, but if you are comfortable, you can use any other method that allows you to factorize easily, okay? So I will have 3p times p to give me 3p squared. I will have 2 times 1 later on, but I need to get a positive 5p. Okay? And it has to be a negative 2. So, if I have a 1 times 2, so this will give me 6p and this will give me 1p. And if I were to consider whether the 6p or the 1p is the negative, I must get a positive 5p, yeah? So 6 minus 1 will give me positive 5, and therefore the 1 has to be the negative. Well, I have successfully factorized that already, so I'm going to write down the factorized form below, which will be 3p and negative 1, this one, and 3p and positive 2. I mean p and positive 2. So this is factorized. The next thing that caught Mr. Tan's eye is this. A negative 1 minus 3p. How can I make it 3p minus 1? So this is something that you all need to take note of. A negative 1 minus 3p is essentially, if I were to expand and simplify, this will become negative 1. This will be positive 3p. And if I were to rearrange, I would have a positive 3p minus 1. So the next step for me is actually to rewrite negative 1 minus 3p. For this particular fraction, I could rewrite its equivalent form as such. And once I do that, I realize that, hey, all we have to do next is just to multiply by p plus 2 on both the numerator and denominator for the second fraction, and we will have this common denominator, which I'm going to rewrite the whole thing as a single fraction. Okay, with this common denominator. And I just need to continue to write the top numerator down. So I will have this 7p minus 2 plus 3 times p plus 2. And the next step is for us to expand and simplify the numerator. Now that I've combined into a single fraction, I need to expand and simplify the numerator. Okay, not forgetting the denominator. I will have a 7p minus 2. 3 times p will be positive 3p. 3 times 2 will be positive 6. And I continue to simplify this with my denominator as such. 7p plus 3p will be 10p. Negative 2 plus 6, positive 4. Now, most would have been tempted to stop here. But because Mr. Tan saw something, I saw that 10p and 4 have a common factor 2. So the best answer would be to continue to factorize in order for us to get to this final answer, which will be taking out 2 as the common factor. I'm left with 5p positive 2. And that will be the final answer for this question. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we are required to solve the following problem where we are given that d equals to the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and we need to change the subject by expressing b in terms of d, a, and c. It means the final answer must look like b equals to something. Okay, that's how the answer will look like. So for part A, starting with d equals to the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Step 1 is to make sure that we do not have the square root by squaring both sides. And when you do that, the square root will be removed, which means that the next line will look like this. D squared is equals to b squared minus 4ac. And Mr. Tan is going to add 4ac on both sides. So that I would have my b square on one side. And to make sure that I do not have any square left, I square root both sides. However, since I do not know what are all these variables, meaning these letters represent, I will have to consider both the positive and negative roots. And so the final answer will be, from here, you will see that it will have this square root of positive or negative of d squared plus 4ac equals to b. Okay? And in this particular case, then since we want to have b in terms of d, a, and c, so for the final answer, we have to rewrite this with b at the left side and the other terms will be on the right side. Part B. Find the values of b when D is equals to -4, A equals to 1, and C equals to 5. So for part B, is simply D is equals to the square root of positive, negative. My D is -4. So you will see Mr. Tan writing -4 with a bracket, square, plus 4 times my A. So bracket 1. So there's my A. And my C, positive 5. Do make sure that the root is covered all the terms here, and when you calculate this result, it will be equals to 6. So it's positive or -6. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.